Orlando police have ID'd the suspect who died as 19-year-old Sebastian Roman, though they still haven't told us how he died. One of many questions we're asking right now after investigators say Roman ran from an officer in this mall parking lot, ending up here across the street, where they say he got into a shootout here with police. Well, nearby New Smyrna Beach closed off beach access ramps as early as noon today amid those large crowds. Here at Daytona Beach, we've seen consistent crowds here too. Check out the nice weather and beautiful view here. Many people enjoying their holiday weekend. Matt and Lisa, yes, and this family said they're so happy to be here in Central Florida after fleeing their war-torn country, and it's a full circle moment for her. This family knows things could have been much worse, and they're so thankful their grandkids were not riding in the back seat where you can see their shattered glass. They said a bullet came from the back window and landed right here on the headrest. Yes, Matt, and attorney Mark Nejame and his team here in downtown Orlando are now representing all four of those young men who were in that car, including Jaden Baez, who was shot and killed by Osceola County deputies last month. And just one day after Osceola Sheriff released new video and details in this case, attorney Nejame said the sheriff is still not being transparent.
I've never had to pull a gun on somebody. I've defended myself, and I've gotten beaten up in the process of doing it, but yesterday was too much for me.
A woman shoots and kills a man during a home invasion, and tonight she's out with a warning to others. I'm Matt Austin.
And I'm Lisa Bell. That woman said it happened at her house along Brentwood Street near Colonial Drive and Cimarron Boulevard. News 6's Jerry Askin spoke with the woman today, and Jerry, she said she asked him several times who he was and why he came inside her house.
Yeah, and she also asked the man several times to leave, she said. Now, in the past hour and a half, the sheriff's office said the man shot and killed was 38-year-old Ezekiel Rosario Torres. This coming as the homeowner today told me that this gate here and that door were open because she thought her fiance was outside. But either way, she said it's her property and a random person can't just walk inside of her home.
I feel bad for his family, but you just can't walk in people's homes.
Virginia Morrison said she was forced to open fire to protect herself, her home, and her 79-year-old fiance Sunday afternoon.
Who the hell is this? What's going on here? Who invited you in here?
She yelled to her fiance.
Come here, there's a man in our house. And I looked at him and I said, get your gun.
What did he want inside your house?
Didn't say. He never spoke.
She said the man seemed off, and that's when she and her fiance called 911 after asking him to leave several times.
I know these people at 911 can hear me screaming, shoot him, shoot him.
But before pulling the trigger, she said she first tried fighting him off using a broom.
I'm hitting him in the face with it. He swatted the broom away.
Then
I'm getting my damn gun. So I went to my bedroom and got my gun. I went out the back door.
And that's when she said she was forced to open fire.
Sees me. He starts toward me. I fired a shot above him. Back off, dude, I'll shoot you. He just keeps coming toward me. So I shot him.
The Orange County Sheriff's Office said they showed up to find 38-year-old Ezekiel Rosario Torres shot. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Morrison said it hurts knowing that protecting her home had to end in tragedy.
I hope God can forgive me for taking a man's life.
You're back live here. The Sheriff's Office said Morrison is cooperating in this investigation, and deputies told me they're sending this case over to the State Attorney's Office to decide if charges will be filed. We're live in Orange County. I'm Jerry Askin, getting results. News 6.
Jerry, thank you.
We start with an emotional plea, though, from the mom of the teen killed after falling from an Orlando attraction.
I couldn't do anything for my son, but cry over the phone. I couldn't touch him. I couldn't hold him. I couldn't hug him. I couldn't do anything. I don't wish that on any parent.
Tyree Sampson's mom says she will not settle until the companies involved with the free fall ride are held accountable for negligence. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Matt Austin.
And I'm Lisa Bell. Today's news conference in St. Louis marked the first time Nakia Dodd spoke publicly since her son's death last month. News 6's Jerry Askin was there and begins our team coverage tonight.
For the first time, Tyree Sampson's mom shared with us her pain, saying that she hopes that her tragedy can bring about change and justice. She spoke here in downtown St. Louis at this hotel, saying she doesn't want any other family to have to experience what she did.
To get a call to say, he's not coming back. I mean, I'm still like in shock. This is a nightmare. That's an extended nightmare, to be honest.
A tearful Nakia Dodd opening up for the first time, now describing her last conversation with her 14-year-old son, Tyree Sampson. She tells me she was able to get one last hug before he left St. Louis for a spring break trip to Orlando last month.
He turns around and says, "I'll see you Saturday or either Sunday." And that was my last time speaking to my son.
Now she's hoping to turn her pain into change after Tyree fell from the Orlando freefall ride at Icon Park on March 24th.
Anger, frustrated. I mean, I'm mad, I'm sickening, all of that because it should have been better signage out.
Monday, she and Tyree's father filed this lawsuit suing 4 companies, including the ride operator, the manufacturer, the builder of the ride, and Icon Park, who leased the space. The family says more could have been done, including installing seatbelts, and that the operator failed to post warnings about proper height and weight restrictions.
Somebody manipulated the seats. Somebody changed the size of this harness and what it could fit. So the question is, who did that? When did they do that? And who directed it?
Her message coming a week after a state investigation found that the operator of the ride made manual adjustments, resulting in the ride not being safe. Dodd's attorney says witnesses said Tyree was also denied at least one other ride at Icon Park because of his size, and the same should have happened for the freefall ride.
In their manual says no one can ride this ride if they have over 287 pounds.
They can take the ride down completely, just get rid of it altogether.
And Nakia Dodd describing her son as well-mannered, a go-getter, athletic, and a gentle giant. News 6 will keep you posted as this lawsuit makes its way through court. In downtown St. Louis, I'm Jerry Askin, getting results, News 6.
Jerry, thank you. The Slingshot Group, which operates the ride, released a statement last night. They say they will continue to cooperate fully, but also insists all safety measures provided by the manufacturer were followed.
There's no one among us who's perfect.
Hundreds of people traveled to Tallahassee today to demand change after serving time in prison for felony charges. They say it's time they're allowed to return fully to society. That includes finding worthwhile employment and suitable housing. Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Matt Austin.
I'm Ginger Gadsden. News 6's Jerry Askin traveled to the Capitol where protesters made their voices heard.
We've heard so many stories here at the state capitol as hundreds of returning citizens and supporters showed up here advocating for more rights. They want lawmakers to hear their voices when it comes to second chance employment, access to housing, and voting.
Whose house? Our house. Whose house? Our house.
I have qualifications for a job, but I can't get a job for something I did when I was 20 years old.
Hector Rivero lives in Orlando and was among the hundreds of people who traveled to Tallahassee demanding more rights for returning citizens. He said he served more than 20 years in prison on several felony charges.
I paid my time, but I'm still paying for it, and I'm going to pay for the rest of my life.
At the age of 15, I lost my voting rights before I had them.
Marquise McKenzie said he spent 2 years behind bars for armed robbery and now owns a cleaning business in Orlando.
It almost kind of forced me to be an entrepreneur because that was the only path that I was able to find success at.
They joined many others Wednesday pushing for the success of 3 key bills. One bill prohibits licensing boards from denying a qualified person's application solely based on their felony conviction. The landlord liability bill says a landlord can't be held liable for leasing to someone convicted of a crime. And the background screening bill says an employer can't discriminate against someone solely based on their criminal history.
There is no one among us who's perfect.
Desmond Meade is the executive director for the Florida Rights Restoration Coalition. He led the push to restore voting rights for more than 1.4 million people with the passing of Amendment 4.
And that vision starts by empowering returning citizens.
Democratic State Senator Randolph Bracey of Orange County has been working to get these bills heard, but he told me it's been slow motion.
Many people in Tallahassee don't think that we need to do anything for returning citizens, so it's a constant battle.
Our News 6 political analyst Jim Clark explains why he believes these bills are stalled.
I think in an election year, they're very controversial. They're sure to have the opposition of various boards.
And News 6 will keep you posted on the status of these bills and the push by many for more rights for returning citizens. In Tallahassee, I'm Jerry Askin, getting results, News 6.
The beach is still busy at this hour as we look live over Daytona Beach. Yeah, still packed out there. News 6's Jerry Askin is there tonight with how leaders kept the huge crowds under control.
Well, nearby New Smyrna Beach closed off beach access ramps as early as noon today amid those large crowds. Here at Daytona Beach, we've seen consistent crowds here too. Check out the nice weather and beautiful view here. Many people enjoying their holiday weekend.
So far, so good. We love it. It's very beautiful. The weather's perfect.
A hot day, but a perfect day, many say, to enjoy time with friends and family here at Daytona Beach.
It's been very busy, but it's been enjoyable so far.
For Samantha Santiago, a trip to Daytona Beach with her family for Memorial Day was the perfect way to start her summer vacation.
We're gonna go catch some seashells soon.
And bartender Jess Canoyes at nearby Cruisin' Cafe Bar and Grill said she welcomes the business, especially after a slower past few years because of COVID-19.
We've been really busy. Yeah, appreciate the crowd.
Police say they were all hands on deck this holiday weekend, particularly after a planned Orlando Invades Daytona event where investigators say that event in 2020 led to fights, stalled traffic, and a shooting that injured 2 people. They also put up barricades along the sidewalks near Main Street to make sure pedestrians were safe.
This is the first year that we've actually brought in the entire agency, so we ended up canceling all days off.
Volusia County Beach Safety telling us they've rescued dozens of people so far today along the coast. In Daytona Beach, Jerry Askin, Getting Results, News 6.